Touching the buttons.
Touching the buttons.
This week's ScubaTube is sponsored by Best Dive Sites in Mexico. Hey guys and girls, and welcome to this week's ScubaTube. We hope everyone had a nice 3 days off. Does that happen abroad?
I don't know.
Just a UK
thing. Everyone in the UK, I hope you had a wonderful 3 days.
So let's jump straight into the news.
And hopefully, before you come in, we can actually get through this without because the last time we had bank holiday, and I think it was actually the last ScubaTube. That was a hard one. Anyway, shut up.
So it turns out that chocolate is good for you. Yeah. This is good news. I like this. Or more specifically, it's good for scuba divers. So yeah, that's right. It's good for you now. So we all know that chocolate in small amounts is great for the skin, and it helps energize your body, and it even assists with a post-workout, helping you replenish muscles. So eating chocolate before you go diving is meant to help reduce physiological stresses associated with decompression sickness. And before you comment below saying fake news,
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you state?
A lot of research has actually gone into this. We'll put a link to the actual medical paper below.
I would like to have been on that research facility. Can you please just eat some chocolate?
No, because you'll be the control sample.
Just want to eat it all.
So here at Simply Scuba, we actually give you permission to eat some chocolate before you go diving. But unfortunately, to be more specific, you should eat 30 grams of dark chocolate 1 hour before you dive. This will help maintain blood glucose levels and reduce oxidative stress as well. In a nutshell, chocolate is good for you and good for your diving in small amounts.
Small amounts, So your Twix before you dive.
Yeah, that's now legitimate.
That massive chocolate bar that you eat a day before you go diving, it's it's to prepare your stomach.
Yeah.
And Easter time, you keep those eggs and eat them all in one go for your Easter dive. Christmas advent calendar, you need 3.
Yeah, it's all to do with reducing free radicals and stuff.
Yeah,
it's good for you.
As I say, it's all to do with getting rid of all this stress. That's why apparently chocolate's such a good thing when it comes to romance.
Okay.
Because it reduces stress and makes you love and all that garbage.
And it tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good as well. It's always nice. Anyway, Fisherman backs shark cull. So in Albany, something serious is going on. Local and commercial fishermen are discussing whether there should be a shark cull in the area. The problem is that over the past couple of years, deaths from great white sharks have risen rapidly due to more people surfing and swimming in the areas. It's basically becoming a very popular hub, and because of that, obviously more humans, more interest from sharks, more deaths.
Yeah.
So the government is starting to put in motion drum lines to obviously, segregate areas so, you can go fishing or whatever, or surfing in a specific area and it'll be safe.
Yeah.
But fishermen are thinking that it's not enough, they need to do more. So what they're proposing is basically for them to get a special license to hunt and kill the sharks. Specifically great whites. So the reason why they say that obviously there's been more deaths from sharks is because they are no longer allowed to kill sharks in the area. So they were originally before.
Right.
So there was special licensing, to control the numbers or whatever.
Sure.
They stopped all of that. So then basically more increase of sharks, more deaths, but then kind of more people will go into that area anyway. So basically what the fishermen are saying is we need to have this license, we need to kill more, and then I don't know, it's a weird one. So they've submitted it all to the government, and they're going to see how it all pans out.
It's tricky because you do get on that side of, we can't just kill anything and this, that and the other, but sometimes when, like with deer, if the numbers get too high, then they end up doing more damage to themselves and the wildlife, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I think rather than going straight to the main course, I think the government are doing a good thing with the drum bells and all that sort of thing. Barriers, creating barriers, seeing if that could do it first, rather than just going, let's go and kill them. And obviously as well, it's kind of a double interest for the fishermen. So they get this license, they can kill sharks, which means I'm sure they can sell that shark on to other things as well, other people. So. I don't know.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
So killer whales are getting down and having some fun.
Ooh, yeah.
A pod of frolicking killer whales has been spotted off Hokkaido coast. A whale watching group was amazed at the sight of 30 killer whales that swam up close to the boat and started to follow them as they ducked.
Yeah.
It's because there was one in the Persian Gulf the other day, and now they're in Japan. So according to the captain, orca sightings are increasing in the area, and now they can be seen as early as July, which for the area is very early. This is mainly due to the site becoming a World Natural Heritage Site, and just sort of more and more sites like this are getting near to sort of appear to help them protect the species of killer whale. But as you know from previous articles, there are lots of people that just want to do the opposite and just kill whatever's in the water.
Yeah, so literally like the shark cull. Obviously,
people are worried.
Was it last week's Weird Wednesday? No, it was the Weird Wednesday before that, where we had the group of obviously whale watchers, and then the hunts. Yeah,
that was in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and
they're going out taking pictures of the whales, and then this whale hunting ship just comes up and just
kills them all. So it's to preserve the numbers of that, and obviously other wildlife as well, marine life. I think needs to be more done about it. But I don't know, it's such a tricky one with obviously people wanting to kill these animals.
There's a lot to be said of that kind of tourism, because the tourism that brings people to see the killer whales can sort of bring in a lot of money for that area, as opposed to just killing the whales and fish species.
It's I don't know, I don't think it's something that will eventually be settled, but probably way after our lifespan, unfortunately.
It's a hard subject.
Honey, I lost my ring. So a bride-to-be, I wrote this one, jeez. A bride-to-be lost her engagement ring as she was applying sunscreen on the boat of the Coosa River. I believe that's in Tennessee. Now, for me, that would mean, well, the ocean has it now. We'll get you a new one, or claim it on the insurance. But her husband-to-be was determined to find it. So the couple enlisted...
Paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah. Maybe they didn't have the insurance. Maybe they should have done that. But anyway, so the couple enlisted scuba diver instructor Spencer Phillips to help find the ring. Luckily, just before they lost the ring, they took a picture.
Yeah.
So there's a nice pretty ring on there. So basically, using that, Spence was able to locate where the ring possibly could be, and then he was basically able to, track that location, and then he spent, some time diving in. So, how long do you reckon he was down in the water?
Quite a while. We used to get this a lot at the dive centre. It was like, I dropped my ring, or I was throwing a ball for the dog, and the ring came off, and it's like, can you find it? Something that small, somewhere in the water, is incredibly hard to find.
20 minutes.
That was good.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Literally,
jumped
in, went in there, had a scout around, and within 20, with the couple that were obviously with him said it might even be shorter than that.
Yeah.
They weren't like, go! But yeah, it felt around about 20 minutes. So the couple were obviously over the moon when they found the ring. Apparently he came out holding the ring. That's just genius. But the weirdest thing was obviously they said apparently it was a miracle that he found the ring. I can see that in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. Personally, I'll just say it's luck. It's just pure luck. Yeah, it's good though.
So in Tampa Bay, divers are cleaning up party beads on the ocean floor during the Gasparilla celebrations, which is a themed party. It looked like Mardi Gras. People on boats throw party beads to the people on the sides watching. But of course, their throwing arm isn't as good as they think, and it falls short, and it just ends up littering the ocean floor. So now, of course, this endangers marine life in the area, and over the years, fish have died due to entanglement, and so far, the divers have cleared up nearly 100 pounds of beads. That's a lot of beads. They're just kind of combing the bottom, just collecting all of the beads and bringing them back and just throwing them in the trash.
It just seems so silly. I think I think that this is a tradition that shouldn't really be a tradition. It's kind of a bit dumb.
Yeah,
personally.
It's kind of fun in the kind of and then the more you think into it, you're like, oh, actually, this is a bit.
Yeah, you're poisoning. Obviously, if these beads aren't collected up, they obviously would disintegrate and poison the waters.
Yeah, it's just
it's a plastic.
It's kind of ghost gear as well, because it's shiny, it's attracted to fish. So if they go and sort of try and eat it, then
apparently it's a big issue with birds as well. So they see something, they could go into it and it gets tangled up, and it's horrible.
Hey, so that's the end of the news. So for this week's YouTube clips, they come from one channel, Brave Wilderness. So we before we show these clips, viewer discretion is advised because it's a bit bloody. He basically he stings himself with a lionfish.
Literally. Does that?
So we've been watching this guy for a while. He stings himself with lots of different animals and insects, and yeah, he shows himself getting stung by a lionfish. It is quite gruesome when he actually gets stuck. But what's good about it is that in his second video, he actually shows how to sort of treat and care for the sting. So it's
very entertaining to see someone purposely stick a lionfish on the back of their hand. Yeah, that's the fact. Yeah, so the back of their hand. But then I guess it's information. That's what his channel's all about. It's all about information about, you know. I mean, you had the bullet ant sting. He gets bitten by turtles a lot. I don't know. That's just his forte. He loves doing these things for some reason. But yeah, as you said, the second video it shows you how to treat it as well. Especially if you're in the area where there possibly is lionfish, or you're going to go diving there. Yeah, it's a good information to have.
Yeah, I always
just to see his face.
Yeah, no, because I always used to teach students. Yeah, be careful of lionfish, especially at night, because they come nice and close. If they sting you, it's bad for you, and you kind of teach that hot water treats sort of marine stings, but this guy goes the other level. He actually stings himself, and he shows you afterwards in the second video how to treat for it. So it kind of brings it to reality. So it's good for guides, it's good for instructors,
and if you just want a bit of a giggle watching some guy do, it's kind of like the animal version of Jackass.
Yeah, but if you're squeamish around needles or whatnot, don't.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. Just skip this bit.
Skip.
Or that bit. Yeah, just skip it all. Bye.
So that's it for ScubaTube. If you missed out, check out last week's Weird Wednesday, where Shaun has a bit of a hissy fit. Diva. Thanks for watching, guys, and safe diving.